Hi, this is Majd Dalgamdi and I'll be giving you a short introduction on our big data and e-commerce website. So here, while we were thinking about a good project, we thought about Bookserve as a good thing to help students from all around the world. And this website will help students find the lowest prices on textbooks from many multiple places. So in our case, we are using 4 different vendors, and you will see later we use, Amazon, eBay, Barnes and Noble, and we use also YouTube as audio box. Now let's move to the components we have used. Actually, we used NoSQL database, which is MongoDB, and we use MongoDB as a storage to store our data. And the second component is application server. For that, we actually start by using ASP.NET, but for some reasons we shifted back to use Node.js, and it was our first experience, and this experience, which we never regret, was a good experience to us. And the third component is Java Data Retrieval Tool. We wrote our code in Eclipse. This actually helped us to extract data from the vendors, and we were looking for titles, prices, and also hyperlinks as well. Now for the architecture, we actually draw this kind of nice picture, and so the users here will start by requesting data from Node.js. Node.js will forward the request to Java tool. Java tool here is responsible to get the data from the vendors. It's gonna connect through the internet, and actually, as we talked about it earlier, we have like 4 vendors, so it will go to each website and it will try to extract this data and then return it back to Java. And from Java tool, it will also write the data into CSV files to MongoDB. So it's kind of importing the data to MongoDB, and from MongoDB it will issue JSON queries to Node.js. This will post the output to Node.js, and then from Node.js it will return back to the users. Now, actually, I will be talking about why did we choose MongoDB over other database. And the first one is that because MongoDB uses JSON-like document with schema, and it has high availability and scalability, so the data is split across multiple shards. And the third reason is that it's cost efficient. As we know, MongoDB enables users to ship new applications faster and more easily. And the last one is that it supports automatic failure, so we don't have to worry about if we have like one of the nodes went down, so we don't worry about this. It can run over multiple servers also. Finally, it keeps the system up and running in case of a hardware failure. Now I will let Shapankar to go over the data retrieval. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, I'm Shubhankar and I'm here to explain the mechanism of this project and how, when put together all different pieces of project, it actually works. The first thing we did in this project is use Java as a programming language to code, and we created a website known as Bookserve that compares the prices of the books, which when entered by the user as a keyword, it goes through different website, e-commerce websites, and searches for the results, and when it does that, it actually retrieves the information such as prices, titles, links in order to obtain them, and appends all that information in the form of array, and then finally, when it's done with that, it produces a result page where all of it is listed. Now we will go ahead and look into the Java code and how it actually works. So we have created 5 different classes, one for the interface, one for the database interface, and 4 different for the website we have been using as an instance for now to actually retrieve all that information we need to compare from. So the first class we will look at is to retrieve the information from Amazon, and similarly it will be for Barnes Nobles and eBay and YouTube as well. In case of YouTube, what we did is since we cannot buy audiobooks from the YouTube. We can actually only hear the audiobooks from the YouTube. So there's no prices if, altogether for the links we have provided. Um, Whatever we retrieve from the YouTube, there's no prices for that. There will be only hyperlinks to access them. Now, the first thing we did is for the Amazon. We can see here to retrieve the data from the Amazon. So we created an array list of an array list to retrieve the information from Amazon. What the user does is enters a keyword, say which here is a site search, and then we created an array list for the title, for the links, and for the price. Similarly, it is going to be all different websites as well. It creates three different arrays, one for the title, one for the link, and the price as well. Now all it does is appends all these array list, creates a new one, a fourth array list, which includes all the information. Now, also when the user enters its keyword, it has to be, in order to search that keyword, it has to be encoded in the URL form so that it can actually, the web can actually search it, and it can actually be retrievable, and it doesn't throws any kind of exception. So we used URL encoder to encode the site search or the keyword which the user is going to be entering, and then which appended it with the store URL and created a new URL to actually go ahead and search it. Now the next thing what we did is pretty simple. We just actually added all of this titles and the links and the price list, which is in the form of the array, to book elements, and we return this to the main database interface class. Now the same thing we did with the scrape Barnoble class to retrieve all that data in a very similar manner. I mean, there is no difference altogether if we see it. We know the string, we know the URL for the barnesnoble.com, and we just appended the user search, encoded it with the URL, created a different one to actually go and search all that information from, and then it's simple that we have added all the title, links, and the price again to the book elements and return it to database interface. Similarly, for the scrape ebay.java file and scrape youtube.java file, there is no difference altogether. And further, we will look at the database interface.java. Now in the data interface.java class, we can see here the first thing we created is a user agent, which allows for this whole operation to take place, for this whole search to take place on different browsers. Now we can see here what we created is an array list of an array list, like I already said, of an array list of an array list. Now what it does is we have different lists, which includes for each of the website we have three different arrays. So one for the title, one for the price, and one for the link. Now what it does is creates an array of all three of them, and then appends them, and tries and create CSV output for this, which we can see is pretty easy from it's already has been included in the comment. Now in order to create a CSV output in a manner which it can be read by the user, what it does is actually replaces the blank space by the DORA in front of ahead of the price, and that's how it makes a sense of out of the data which was earlier stored in the form of an array. Now these five classes, when put together, actually serves the whole foundation of this project, and goes through different websites, retrieves the information, and put together in the array, and sends this to database. From there onwards, Franklin would be telling you how he uses Node.js and the data which has been stored in the database to actually get the result being shown on the result page when the user enters the keyword and clicks the search button. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shubhankar. I'll now be discussing the Node.js and MongoDB aspects of the project and how they all fit together in order for us to retrieve the data and present it. In between Node.js and MongoDB is the Java Data Retrieval tool. This is what allows the system to gather the necessary data and present it to the website. Node.js is particularly useful in developing dynamic web pages very quickly. Specifically, Node.js allows us to submit the page queries onto the data retrieval tool, and then at the OS level, we can obtain that data and import it into the MongoDB database. From there, we can manipulate it. In this case, we simply extract it and return it via the OS as a variable to the Node.js, then takes this output, formats it in a way that's presentable to the website. Okay, so without further preamble, I'll be demonstrating the Booksurf bookstore aggregator. This is the Booksurf online shopping aggregator. Allows you to find books from a variety of sources as well as audiobooks in video form that may be on the web. Quite simply, you type in whatever search criteria you're looking for in your books. Say we're looking for a book on microeconomics. Hit enter. And as you can see, we get a number of results with their corresponding book price. In terms of challenges, we had quite a few. Initially, we had decided to proceed with the Microsoft Azure platform. The main problem we had with this approach is that because Microsoft Azure is a pay-as-you-go system, we were forced to move on to other alternatives. We had initially developed quite a bit from this project on the Azure platform, but after we received notification that the platform no longer could offer us a free service, we had to move to other alternatives. At that point, we decided that it would be best to implement some of the big data technologies that we had been taught on a personal server. When that was the case, we decided to implement Node.js. Another challenge lied with the creation of the Java data retrieval tool, particularly with compilation. At the core of the Booksurf system is the Java data retrieval tool. By receiving a string from the page through Node.js, the data retrieval tool is able to perform the query and pass it to the operating system to store it into MongoDB. One issue in particular was exporting this code onto a jar file, and it wasn't after some work that we were able to successfully package the file along with the dependencies into the system. And finally, one big challenge lied in our understanding of Node.js, because we encountered initial problems with Azure, and to transition to another alternative, we were faced with a steep learning curve that we get over very quickly. So we were able to use Node.js after some effort. You may find the code for this project on the GitHub link in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.